Okay everyone, welcome. My name is Bryce Root. We are on tour stop number 5 of the Small Biz Marketing RX Tour, and we are right now in Moss Landing. As you can see, we're surrounded by boats and the smokestacks, but we are actually headed into the Salinas region today. We're going to start off by heading into Marina and to talk with Jackie over at Skydive Monterey Bay. We're going to talk everything content marketing. You're going to want to hear this. And then we're headed into the heart of Salinas with the backdrop of several landmarks that you're going to recognize. We're going to be covering the top 3 topics that every business owner needs to know about when it comes to marketing. So stay tuned, stay with us, let's go.
I've been on a long road.
Okay everyone, super excited to be here. We are on the outskirts of Salinas. We're technically in Marina still. We're at the Marina Airport. We're going to be meeting with Jackie Faust here at Skydive Monterey Bay. So let's go. So Jackie, tell us a little bit about your business and all that happens here.
Here we are, Skydive Monterey Bay. We've been here since 1996, so we have a perfect safety record, and we really do care about every person that comes through this door, everyone's first experience. We jump higher than anyone else, and just our airplane's incredible. It seats 22 jumpers, and it gets to 18,000 feet in about 9 minutes. It's literally the fastest skydiving aircraft in the world, so we really have a lot of fun with that.
Wow,
yeah, we're pretty lucky. Let me show you a little bit about what a student might go through here and take you along the ride. Okay,
all right.
Here we go. So we have a lot of different parachute systems here. All of our rigs that are all maintained through FAA very stringent regulations. If we don't match that, we exceed the expectations of the regulations. So we do skydive 7 days a week year round here, so we're here every day for this. But I did want to ask you some questions. We could maybe sit in the airplane and show you a little bit what's going on in there. Come on in.
So Jackie, I've been watching your operation via social media and checking out the website. I see some video and I see that you launched your blog recently. So
yeah, it's like, thanks for noticing that. We are trying to continually expand and really stay relevant. And that is a struggle. It can be hard time management wise, just trying to figure out if you can help or if you have any advice on how to help organize that for time management or different diverse ideas for knowing or looking into our industry. Seeing what might be keeping us relevant.
So just in general for your marketing, it's always really good to schedule your marketing.
Okay.
Just treat it like an important business meeting, because it is.
It is.
Yeah, you dedicate that time to attracting more customers. Like one thing that I'm noticing, like a lot of businesses, like there's a lot of people doing video, but like say in the fitness industry, you see a lot of the same video. And so my recommendation is to always be a little bit more creative. And the best way to kind of do that is to schedule doing that creative process.
Okay.
In my case, that for 2 hours, I interview somebody, I shoot a video, whatever it is, I create the content. And then the next part is the distribution. So what I do for my operation is on Mondays from 8 to 10 a.m., I help distribute it across all the different channels. It ranges from being able to host it on your blog, YouTube channel,
right,
chop it up into Instagram stories, Facebook stories as well.
That helps a lot.
Yeah, and essentially for the first couple months when you jump right into it, you're just gung-ho and you kind of go through these lulls and you know it's working when you start to hear people saying, oh, I see you everywhere. And
that's what we want.
That happens very quickly if you have the right distribution channels. But one thing especially in tourism areas, is I recommend being a highly active member of your CVB. Other Convention and Visitors Bureau. And if you can supply them weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly, cool video that's like entertaining, educating, they might do a whole special on like thrill-seeking type of activities when you come to Monterey Bay. You'll
Very
be
cool.
Highlighted.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they're hungry for content.
Yeah.
Much like a lot of other businesses that you could align with.
Okay. Do you think it's one of those things where, you know, when you're talking about, it doesn't have to be exactly this industry if we were going to try and seek a little further, see something that's a little different. Fitness, it's not exactly skydiving, but maybe we find some way to work on something together or share something. That influence can create new clients.
Collaborations are fantastic and strategic partnerships, because they're in a tourism mecca here.
Yeah.
There might be like-minded non-conflicting businesses that you can partner with. And they might do an email newsletter. They're probably looking for really interesting, intriguing, fun content.
That's a great idea.
And they could share it to their entire database that over the last 10 years have visited their business. But all of a sudden, those people learn about you, about your business. And maybe it's vice versa. You help cross-market each other. That all comes from developing strategic partnerships, collaborations. It can go a really long way. It takes a little bit more effort.
Okay.
But it's inexpensive.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, when it comes to content marketing, that's kind of the first way to jump into it. It can get very extensive in terms of the whole operation. That's a good kind of 101 on how to kind
It's
of
inspiring.
Orchestrate it.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, everyone. Bryce here. I'm in the heart of Old Town Salinas. As you can see, we're in front of the Steinbeck Center, a true landmark of this region. And we're going to do something different in this episode. And I'm going to answer the top 4 questions that I get almost on a daily basis. So here we go. One of the top questions I get is, how do I keep people from driving by for 5 years before they walk in the door? Look at the front of your store. Do you have decals and posters and everything blocking the windows so people can't see what's inside? Recently in my area, I've driven by this business for probably 4 or 5 years myself. And one day, because it was super hot, they actually had their front doors open. And I saw this amazing space that was merchandised like there's no tomorrow. I go, man, even though I'm not completely interested in their product line, I just want to go in and see it. Do you have a video on the homepage of your website showing people the experience that they get by shopping with you? Do they know why shopping with you rather than Amazon is different? Take them behind the scenes and show them what's special about your business. Tell them why their life is going to be made better by shopping with you. So next up, how do I deal with Amazon? They're taking away my business. How do I battle those big guys? Well, the easy answer is you got to come up with a customer experience that just wows your customers. You have to think outside the box and do things that Amazon can't do. So maybe it's developing some type of concierge service, a loyalty program. Maybe it's just plain customer service. What happens when they walk through the door? Maybe they purchase online and they text you when they're in the loading zone. They roll down the window, you come out and you hand it to them. So whatever it is, you need to look at what will wow your customers and get them coming back when they always have that option of Amazon, Walmart, whoever it might be. So think outside the box. Think, what can you do to wow them? One of the biggest questions I get is, how do I get people to open up my emails that I send them? Email newsletters, e-blasts, whatever it might be. Really comes down to 2 things. First one is subject line. That subject line determines where they open it. So when you're using like Constant Contact and MailChimp, try out the A/B testing. That way you're testing out 2 different subject lines to a small portion of your distribution list. So based on the test, whoever opens up the most emails, the rest of that distribution list will get that subject line. And so the likelihood of your email being opened goes up. So that's number 1. Second is content. You got to have good content. If you just have a bunch of fluff and you're always asking them to spend money with you, they're probably not going to open up the email. And so make sure that your content is resourceful. It makes them happy. It tells them how to save money, how to save time. Maybe it puts a smile on their face and makes them laugh. Whatever it is, think about the content for your target customer and what will make them take a minute out of their busy day to interact with your email, to open it. So there you go. 2 big key points to make your email open rates go up. Big question I always get is, why don't my Facebook ads work? Well, there's a bunch of different components to Facebook ad. One is the content. So I highly advise that you use video first off. But second is the headline. It's the copy in the ad itself that really pops and resonates and hits home with your target customer, that you want to tap on that ad and go to your website or do whatever you want them to do. Sign up for an event, buy a ticket to find out more about the product or service that you have. Second is the back end. In the Facebook ad manager, you have the ability to really pinpoint who you want to see the ad. You can upload email lists. Only those people will see your ad. But if all of your target customers typically shop at, say, Whole Foods, or maybe they all go to the Rodeo here in Salinas, you can pick an address and then a radius beyond that for people that have visited within that radius within the last 30 days, 90 days. So you can get very specific with who sees your ad. It can be a housewife that's in her mid-30s that makes a household income of 150K plus, that has 2 kids, that shops at Whole Foods, that likes yoga. You can be that specific, and there's so much more to Facebook ads. But those are 2 big things that you really need to drill down and perfect. Fortunately, Facebook is very inexpensive to kind of test in your advertising with them. So there you go. Okay everyone, we had a fantastic tour stop here in Salinas. We started off with Skydive Monterey Bay, and then we ventured into the heart of Salinas with the Steinbeck Center, and we saw it all. So here we are, perfect backdrop. We have the Salinas Valley, the Sallow Bowl of the world, and then we have a painting by John Cerny, one of his originals. So fantastic tour stop. We can't wait for our next one. We're headed to the East Bay area. We already have a couple businesses lined up to visit, so stay tuned. All sorts of great tips coming your way.
I've been on a long road with the devil right beside me.